it's time for some very quick history revision. The first War of Independence, 1857, and this video is based primarily on the political, religious and social, economic and military causes that led to the first War of Independence, 1857. Question 1. The prominent states to fall victim to the doctrine of lapse: Satara, Nagpur, Jhansi, all of the above. All of the above is the right answer. The doctrine meant that when a ruler of a dependent state died without a natural heir, the state passed back to the English company, and Satara, Jhansi and Nagpur fell victim to the doctrine. The doctrine of lapse was introduced by Lord Dalhousie, Lord Mountbatten, Lord William Bentinck, Warren Hastings. Lord Dalhousie is the right answer, and he was the Governor General of India from 1846 to 1856. The adopted son of the ruler of Jhansi, Bahadur Shah, Anand Rao, Balaji Rao, none of the above. The right answer, Anand Rao. When the ruler of Jhansi died in 1853, leaving no child, the widowed Rani was pensioned. Their adopted son, Anand Rao, was not recognized as a lawful successor to the throne. Who made it known that Bahadur Shah's successor would not be allowed to use the imperial title, that is, the title of king? Lord Dalhousie, Lord Cornwallis, Lord Wellesley or Lord Canning? It was Lord Canning in the year 1856 who made it known that the Bahadur Shah's successor would not be allowed to use the title of the king, and such a discourtesy to the Mughal emperor hurt people's sentiments a lot. Therefore, the right answer, the fourth option, Lord Canning. Which of the following is not a political cause leading to the first War of Independence of 1857? Read the questions very carefully. Here, not a political cause is the question. Let's read the options now. Fears regarding mass conversion to Christianity, discourtesy to the Mughal emperor, annexation of Awadh, treatment meted out to Nana Sahib. The right answer is fears regarding mass conversion to Christianity, not a political cause but one of the religious and social causes that led to the first War of Independence, 1857. Who was deposed on grounds that Awadh was not being managed well? Anand Rao, Nawab Wazid Ali Shah, Nana Sahib Bahadur Shah. Nawab Wazid Ali Shah on 7th February 1856 was deposed on grounds that Awadh was not being managed well. Which of the following is an administrative failure of the British? Christian missionaries had established a number of schools. The British introduced the railways and telegraphs. British official had contempt for the Indians, both the first and second options. The right answer, British official had contempt for the Indians. Unpopular administration of the British. There were several reasons which made British administration highly unpopular, and this is one of them. What were the activities of the Christian missionaries that created a sense of alarm among both the Hindus and the Muslims? The Bible was introduced not only in Christian institutions but also in government schools. Even prisoners in the jail began to be instructed in Christianity. The British officials openly preached Christian doctrines in mosques and temples. All of the above. The right answer is all of the above. All these activities created a feeling of panic, and the people thought that they would all be converted to Christianity very soon. The next one. What changed the Hindu law of property which enabled the convert from Hinduism to inherit the property of his father? The Act of 1850, the Widow Remarriage Act, the Doctrine of Lapse, the Vernacular Press Act. Well, it is the Act of 1850 that changed the Hindu law of property. and the Hindus regarded it as an incentive to giving up one's religious faith. So, this is one of the laws that interfered with the religion and customs of the people. When was the Widow Remarriage Act passed? 1856, 1855, 1850, 1857. The right answer is passed in the year 1856. The railways and telegraphs were looked down upon as means to convert into Christianity, prohibited female infanticide and sati, break down social order and caste rules, none of the above. The third option, break down social order and caste rules, is the right answer. In the railway compartments, people of all castes had to sit together. So this was regarded as an attempt to interfere with the caste rules. Shifting of emphasis from Oriental learning to Western education was not well received by the Pandit and Maulvis. Why? Fears regarding English education. There was a rumor that people who work against companies' rule in India would be hanged, and it was an attempt to discourage Islamic and Hindu studies. It was done to induce the people, to encourage the people to become Christians, both the second and third options. The right answer, both the second and third options. It was considered to be an attempt to discourage Islamic and Hindu studies, hence the Pandits and Maulvis did not receive this shifting of emphasis from Oriental learning to Western education well, and it was also thought to induce the people to convert into Christianity. The next one, which manufacturing towns now looked helpless and desolate as a result of the ruin of trade and handicrafts? The popularity of Indian textiles alarmed the policy makers in England, and gradually they led to the ruin of trade and handicrafts in India, which made manufacturing towns of Dhaka, Murshidabad, Surat to look helpless and desolate. So all of the above is the right answer. What was certainly a case of high-handedness on the part of the company, discourtesy to the Mughal emperor, annexation of Awadh, treatment meted out to Nana Sahib, indignities hurled at Indians. All of these led to dissatisfaction among Indians, but annexation of Awadh was certainly a case of high-handedness on the part of the company. Which of the following is not a consequence of the ruin, not a consequence, not a result of the ruin of trade and handicrafts in India under the British rule? India became an agricultural colony of British capitalism. The arts of spinning and weaving, which for ages had given employments to thousands of artisans, became extinct. Manufacturing towns became desolate. By the middle of the 19th century, export of cotton and silk goods from India practically ceased, that is, stopped. The right answer, India became an agricultural colony of British capitalism. What made the zamindars the absolute owners of their estates? The Mahalwari system, the permanent settlement of 1793, the Rayatwari system, none of the above. It was a permanent settlement of 1793 that made zamindars the absolute owners of the estates, and they had the power to eject the cultivators from non-payment of dues. The permanent settlement of 1793 remained restricted to Central India, the Gangetic Valley, Punjab, Bombay Presidency, Bengal, Bihar, Odisha. The right answer, Bengal, Bihar and Odisha. Which of the following is not an economic cause leading to the First War of Independence of 1857? Big famines, loss of livelihood, faulty distribution of troops, inhuman treatment meted out to the indigo cultivators. Faulty distribution of troops, a military cause and not an economic cause. Why were the Indian soldiers unhappy? They received low salary and poor prospects of promotion. All the high ranks in the army were reserved for the British only. The native sepoys could not rise above the rank of Risaldar and Subedar. All of the above. Well, all of the above is the right answer. Next. Which place did not have British Army? Calcutta, Bombay, Delhi, Allahabad. Delhi only. Delhi and Allahabad did not have British armies. The British officers treated their Indian soldiers like equals, friends, menial servants or inhuman. So, menial servants is the right answer. Which act caused great alarm in the minds of the personnel of the Bengal Army? The Permanent Settlement of 1793, General Enlistment Act of 1856, the Doctrine of Lapse, the Act of 1850. General Service Enlistment Act of 1856, which needed all recruits to the Bengal Army to be ready for service everywhere, whether within or outside India, is the right answer. In which war did the British lose their prestige? The First Afghan War, the Second Afghan War, the First World War, none of the above. The First Afghan War is the right answer. It was a complete failure from the British point of view. What was the immediate cause of the War of Independence? General Service Enlistment Act, introduction of the Enfield rifles, faulty distribution of troops, none of the above. The right answer, introduction of the Enfield rifles. Raja Ram Mohan Roy and Keshav Chandra Sen attacked sati, female infanticide, monogamy, first and second options. The right answer is first and second options. The Widow Remarriage Act passed in 1856 was a progressive measure. Earlier, sati and female infanticide had been prohibited. In fact, reformers like Raja Ram Mohan Roy and Kesav Chandra Sen themselves attacked sati, female infanticide, yet people did not react favorably to these measures favoring social reform. So, my dear boys and girls, this is the end of today's session. I hope you have studied the lesson well. No matter which book you are following, which edition you are following, focus on the syllabus, focus on every minute detail. Take care and all the best.